The YouTube algorithm is rewarding bad behavior?
Maybe.
Brian G. Johnson.
Hey, it's Brian G. Welcome back to the channel. And to grow on YouTube, stake your claim and amplify your message. Do that by subscribing. Click on the bell notification. You'll be on your way. I'm here today with Roberto Blake. We are talking some scary facts, some things that have me up in arms. Bad behavior on YouTube. Roberto, what do you think?
You know, I think that we have to qualify what bad behavior is. And when we talk about the algorithm and whether it's rewarding that, what do we really mean? What are we getting at here?
A really great example is, did the algorithm make Logan Paul? Maybe. What do you think?
Well, I absolutely believe that the algorithm, rewarded people like the Paul brothers who do sensational things. And there are people who have covered this before. We know that Matt Pat from Game Theorist has really talked about this in depth because, the sensational news cycle, when people, behave badly, they get attention in the media and the news, and it grows them and everything like that. Whether or not they truly did something good or bad, we can use another example. Whenever there's a controversy, rightly or wrongly, around PewDiePie, and I love the guy, but he's in the news, he's a headline. And the thing is, whether the headlines are good or bad, he always gets more attention, he always grows, he always blows up. There's an influx of traffic, there's an influx of interest. And some YouTubers create controversies on purpose in order to grow on YouTube.
Wow, so very good. And here's something to think about. The YouTube algorithm, yes, maybe we're gonna find out, but it absolutely does reward in some degree. Part of the algorithm, the way it's programmed, is to look for news stories, for links coming into a video. So if something controversial happens, the news syndicate sites, they pick that up, they link, they embed the video, and yes, the algorithm will absolutely see that, and that's one of the things that can trigger the algorithm. But I'll kind of throw back to my original question. Does that mean that the YouTube algorithm is rewarding bad behavior? It's complicated.
It is rewarding bad behavior because it's based on how viewers behave. And when we want to consume bad behavior, or when we're curious, we reward bad behavior all the time. We blow up people based on controversies and them being hot topics. We read tabloid magazines. We made TMZ. We made the Jersey Shore kids. We did that. If we weren't concerned about the intricacies of other people's lives, would the Kardashians even be a thing?
Man, really good stuff. And this is the point that I think is so critical to understand. YouTube has gone on record so often saying things like, don't worry about the algorithm, which I think that's silly. I think it makes sense to worry about, learn about, study about the YouTube algorithm. If you want views, obviously it's going to help you when you know the rules of the game. But at the same time, the thing the algorithm follows is the viewers. So when a video goes out, it's really controversial. There's a clickbait style thumbnail, which isn't always bad. Clickbait is only bad in my eyes when the viewer who clicks on the thumbnail, clicks on the video, starts watching, clicks off, and doesn't have any real value exchange. There's no premise or idea or some type, again, value that's exchanged in the video. At that point, that's clickbait.
When you don't deliver on expectations,
right? Absolutely,
that is clickbait, because what we're talking about is bait and switch.
Switch.
We're not talking about, oh, you took the bait and you got what you wanted out of it. That's just, really, we can call that, people call that the style of clickbait, but it's not truly deceptive. It is enticing. So you can say that you're being baited, but you weren't baited and switched. And so that's the difference between good clickbait and bad clickbait.
I would encourage you to do anything you can to compel a viewer to click on your video, and then work twice as hard to deliver the value that they're expecting, rather. And when you do that, at that point, that is the sign of a good YouTuber. But what I want to do now is I want to talk about what happens when you go just a little too far. And I'm thinking about Logan Paul and the incident that happened in Japan, and we're in the woods.
Yep.
And you obviously have crossed a line in a big way And what happened was all these news sites picked up on this story, and that pushed out the video to a whole nother level. But again, at the end of the day, is it the algorithm or is it the viewer? And I want to ask you right now, what do you think? Is it the algorithm? Is it the viewer? What's right? What's wrong? Leave your comment below. Roberto, what's next?
Well, so when we talk about this, I think that we have to address the fact that like the algorithm is following viewer behavior, but then you have to think about what that says about us. Gary Vee makes an excellent point all the time. He says that social media is exposing or revealing us. It's holding up a mirror to who we are. And that includes the negative aspects of who we are, which we might have to reconcile or accept. When we talk about or we complain about the lack of quality content on YouTube, which I don't believe is true, it's just that we're not elevating quality content. We're not looking at smaller YouTubers that do great footage, cinematic stuff. I see it all the time. I'm trying to find a lot more ways to promote small YouTube channels, because the thing is, when somebody becomes infamous, when someone has a controversy or where they're known for their controversies or they're known to be a polarizing figure, in many ways, society gives them a pass because the expectations and the bar has been lowered for them. And also, the dark side of us likes to see a train wreck. You know, we like to see those things, and then the only thing we like more is a redemption story. And we know this to be true because we've seen it in YouTube all the time. We've seen many YouTubers have controversies and come back from them. And, you know, there's too many examples of this to name. There is a line where sometimes that's not viable. We've seen YouTubers that can't come back from these things, or their channel never is quite the same again. And again, I think that when you have a big YouTuber that is a name, beyond the external traffic, they also are a term that's being searched for because someone says, hey, did you hear about what happened to Logan Paul? Did you hear about what happened to Rice Gum? Did you have, and then you have like channels in YouTube that are dedicated to this kind of information.
Oh boy. And that at that point, you know, when you start seeing that and pushing it out more, when your whole channel premise is to push that compelling element, that bad behavior to the very line and really promote that on a whole nother level, again, it brings it right back to, is it the algorithm or is it the viewer? And for me personally, I'll tell you, I believe it's the viewer, because without a viewer, without a human being embedding a video on a news site, and without a human being clicking on a thumbnail, none of this stuff really takes off. And at that point, you know, I think we need to do some internal soul searching.
We might need to be, because again, if we're not interested in these things, again, the Jersey Shore kids, if we weren't interested, they would have never been famous, right? We make people famous for the most absurd things in the world all of the time. I mean, look at Danielle Bagoli, also known as Bad Baby, the Catch Me Outside girl, right? Easily rewarded not only by the YouTube algorithm, because she's a YouTuber now, I don't know if you knew that, like, you know, for bad behavior and things that, like, you know, a lot of people would say like, oh, that's not remotely what you should be like famous for, what have you, and everything like that. Built a music career off the back of it, is making a lot of money here in the social media space because of a moment, 15 quote unquote minutes of fame that you thought would go away. Dr. Phil was on Joe Rogan talking about this and was so shocked to really find out how big she's blown up. And again, she even branded herself with it. Bad baby, bad behavior. It's like rewarded by all of us in terms of being interested in watching a train wreck and incentivizing this bad behavior with money and attention and views. We do it as a society.
Totally, all day long.
Before YouTube, after YouTube, and the thing is, regardless of this video, you will continue to click on everybody's train wreck.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just part of the human condition. And we are conditioned to look into and judge others, whether we like it or not, whether we think we're above that. I know I'm certainly not. So the thing that I'm thinking about is it necessary to succeed on YouTube today, to go into this dark place, to leverage this bad behavior, to be clickbaity? What do you think?
I think that's playing the game on easy mode. I think we have a lot of like examples of people who don't do that, who do tremendous work, both in the terms of the, you know, smaller creator community. I don't want to say small creator. My friend Cody will probably punch me for that. So the smaller YouTube community,
sure.
I think has some tremendous people. And I think we also have examples of people who are larger YouTubers who do great stuff without tapping into controversy.
Absolutely.
We mentioned Matt Pat from The Game Theorist, some of the most original content on
amazing.
YouTube. I love what Mr. Beast is doing. Jimmy is like a great young man, a great example. He was a small YouTuber just 2 years ago.
Sure.
And now he's, at the making of this video, 15 million. He's on the road to, I believe he will be over 20 million before the end of 2019. Mr. Beast does some of the best content on YouTube. But if I had to call out some small YouTubers who are crushing it and doing great quality work, I want to talk about a cinematic YouTuber who does a lot of men's lifestyle stuff, Demetrius Levi, a small YouTuber, but like big production values, quality content, incorporates memes into teaching men to be gentlemen. It's very fun and snappy. I love what Terry Warfield is doing with motivation. And I love what Jeff from El Jefe Reviews is doing in the tech space, Travis MCP. These are small YouTubers that have thrown so much dedication into the craftsmanship of their channel, a positive message, a good example, and delivering real value and entertainment, So I think that there are plenty of examples of small YouTubers that we should all want to support and see succeed more than we want to see people who are horrible examples of what to do as a human being or have these, dramatic controversies or even sometimes manufacture controversies for attention and fame and money. It's like, what about rewarding the little guy or the little gal who's really, pushing and putting, quality content out there? I see so many people in YouTube that deserve better.
Really love that. One of the things that's coming to mind for me, number one, is Mr. Beast. And we talked about being compelling, and man, that guy comes up with the most compelling and fun ideas, things that you want to know about. You click on, you're compelled. You can't even help yourself, but it's not about drama. It's easy to think it's got to be about drama. It's easy to think that's the only path. Make no mistake, that is not the case. You can grow by leveraging a lot of things. At the end of the day, it's about being engaging. It's about being compelling. And Mr. Beast is that on steroids. The other person I want to give props to is my pal, Nick Nimmin. Hey, Nick, if you're watching, peace. We love you. And you've grown exceptionally fast. And Nick, like us, we really don't dive into the whole controversial thing. I think lately I've kind of pushed a little bit on this compelling idea, but it's not drama. It's just winning your click, I hope.
I've been watching you do that. I'm really impressed with what you've been doing. And again, I think that I understand leveraging a polarizing topic without being negative. Somebody who I really admire and respect in the YouTube space who's managed to do that very well is John Prosser from Front Page Tech. And I remember when he was a small YouTuber and everything like that. I've been a fan of his for a very long time, as you know, and I consider him to be a good friend. But I've watched what he does, and he's also helped elevate a lot of smaller YouTubers and, giving them opportunities, shout outs, and support. And I'd love to see more of that in the community.
Awesome. So do this. If you're not subscribed to Roberto Blake, make sure to do that. I'll put a link in the comments and in the description. There'll be something on this page. We'll see you next time.
You dig?